Now we're live. You're kidding me. It's frozen.
Unfortunately.
Oh no!
Welcome,
here?
everybody. Now you're
There
here.
we go.
Okay. You're set.
I don't know what's going on, guys. It's weird. Anyway, welcome everybody to the first ever live English episode of a Koki Otaku. Today, it's actually today, but hold your claps. This is a very special episode because it's the first English episode, the first live English episode, and the first episode in which we have special guests live with us today. So, yes, now we can clap. Woo! All right, but with us, for real, with us, we have two guests, which we have already interviewed on this channel before. Oh, we have. Okay. We background music and everything.
Yeah.
But with us in today's episode, we have both Jonathan, Leon, and Donna Bella. So please give it up for them. Woo!
Hi guys.
Hello.
All right. So, my God, this episode was kind of harder to come back to because Onyx had to start it twice and somebody forgot to hit the go live button. So sorry for you guys who were waiting out there.
Has been a mess. That happens when you bring alcohol to the stage, which that's why a lot of alcohol. So we start twice. Without hitting the start button. We were not recording. We start earlier in Eddie's Twitch channel, so people are over there having fun. Oh, how many times I screwed it up? So we're here today. So guys, thank you so much. So those who are watching us, remember comments, and we're going to be looking to the comments over there. We're going to be showing in the screen. Doesn't matter. You can comment from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, whatever is streaming right now. And also for Eddie's Twitch community, you're going to be reading the comments because we couldn't find how to.
Yeah, I'll read what they're writing just in case.
So let's see. Hey, let's start with a quick bio. Who are these people with us today here? Jonathan, you're the one dancing over there. So
Yeah, I'm so into this music. I was dancing to your guys' intro music. I'm about this. This is great. Hello. Hey, that's great. I love that you guys put the song too. Hello, my name is Jonathan Leon. I am a voice actor, probably most known for Maru from Heavenly Delusion, Drop from Goodbye Don Gleese, and / or Yamagishi from Tokyo Revengers.
It's kind of funny that you have you're from Tokyo Revenger. Well, everybody have like a long hair, super really sexy. And hey, look at this guy here with the sexy hair.
Yeah, fit right in, you know. If I had a cool suit, it would be perfect. I would pay money for that.
And we're today coast to coast from the east to western, and we had to go to the center area to Dallas, Texas. Damn, what happened over there? Dallas, Texas. So, Donna.
Houston, actually.
My bad.
Do not confuse the two.
Oh, there's some beef there. Okay.
A little bit of beef. Anyway, Donna Bella Litton, probably most known at this point as I Hoshino in Oshinoko. Shout out to my little sister who is commenting on our stream. I also play Ron in Urusei Yatsura and a few other characters here and there.
Which technically we have from everything here today, from drama, comedy, action. Do we have order in this resume so far? No, right? Yet. I mean,
What do you mean?
Horror genre. I mean, like right now.
Oh, horror. Yeah. Do any of you guys have you voiced any horror yet?
I don't think so.
No,
not that I can think of.
I don't think my voice fits very well with horror. Maybe if I was like the little girl in the end of the hallway, but other than that, like, I don't think
I could
my
probably
voice,
do that too.
Yeah, I don't think my voice is very good for the horror genre.
You practice it today and be like,
Honestly,
I got a new skill to add to my resume.
Send that out.
Hey, right now, I have to mention the people from Highlight Centerfield. They brought this season a very good horror anime, Dark Gathering, which I wasn't ready for that. I thought it was. I saw that girl so cute, so small. Like, oh, it's going to be a cute anime. And 15 minutes later, I'm here like,
That's how they get you. That's how they always get you.
and I never seen an anime that go like from horror, and at the end I was like, okay, it's going to be a happy ending. Hell no! So, guys, go watch that one when you have a chance.
They are not that
sounds
common.
great.
Actually, I was surprised by that one.
Like I was waiting for October, not for now in summer. I mean, we're getting there, honestly, right now.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
Second half of the year, absolutely.
Let's start talking with the
Horror
biggest
category-
trending one. Go ahead, Eddie.
No, I was
Yeah.
just saying this horror category is kind of challenging nowadays. We've lived through so many horrific events nowadays. Like after the pandemic, we're not easily scared. We're like, okay, let's see how we can get entertained this time.
Plague, the
also-
plague. Don't call
also
it
there was,
that.
like-
They'll ban us.
The plague, right?
I feel like there was like a drastic
The sea
decline like
virus.
after COVID, you know, like I feel like a lot of people didn't want to see scary stuff. Like after COVID, like 2021, there was a lot of really positive, uplifting art, which was cool. I liked that, you know, but eventually it's starting to come back a little bit.
Yeah, it's like what we needed for a while.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think
Maybe
people
even
hate
still
more.
need it.
I agree.
You know?
I can only talk for myself, but I agree.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
wait. Go ahead, Donna.
One of my favorite animes recently is Horimiya, which is just like real cozy and cute and easy to watch. So, you know.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask. Like,
Yeah.
apart from that one, are you guys watching any feel good anime? So you just said Horimiya. Are you watching any other one?
Well, another one, which I am anxiously awaiting the return of, is Spy Family. That one
Oh my
was
god, yes.
so good. And I mean, there's like the drama aspect to it, you know, like subterfuge and whatever. But I love the like weird family, not family dynamic in that show. It's
Who's your
just a
favorite
nice
character out of
feeling.
those three?
Oh my gosh, it has to be Anya.
That's
She's
Best
just
girl.
great. Yeah, yeah. I got my partner a shirt for Christmas that has her face on it, like doing the little squinty eyes. It's really cute. I love it.
I mean,
Also, I was informed that I
yeah.
have to say hello to my nephew Anthony. So, hi Anthony, I love you.
live shout out.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I was surprised with
that
the.
part and moves it to his friends.
I was kind of surprised with the introduction of the new waifu on the Spy X Family at the end. The Psy agent.
Mhm.
What was her name? Agent Snow? Something like that.
I don't even remember.
Don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
I love
The
how
other one.
much
The
she
other
seems.
one.
Damn, the other one. That's kind of hard to call her like that. You may angry the fans by calling her the other one. But
All right,
I
Jonathan, wait. How about you? Are you watching any feel good anime at the moment?
No feel good. I'm currently catching up on Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, even though there's only one episode out, I think. And that's mostly it at the moment. I'm watching Muscles and Magic. I forget
Mashley.
the title.
Oh,
Mashley, which is
my
also.
God.
I mean, it's a. I don't know if I'd call it a feel good, but it is pretty like comedy. It's light, you know, like that's the closest one I would call to what I'm
One Punch
watching.
Man and Harry Potter together.
Yeah. That's what everyone seems to be calling it, which makes sense, 100%.
I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody was expecting to watch it. I mean, of course, those who read manga, they know the future already. But I wasn't expecting to see an anime about magic and muscle. And I love how positive that anime is. Like,
Yeah.
the guy, he came to the world where everybody know magic. He's the only one bad luck doesn't have freaking magic. And he's like, perfect, that's fine. I'm just going to I'm going to fix it how? Working out. 1,000 push-up, and he's like, perfect, I don't have magic, but I have my muscle. And they're like,
The,
"Yeah."
the guy can fly just using his muscle. It's madness.
Wait, so he's not from that world? Like he came from another one?
No, he is from the
No.
world,
Oh,
but
okay.
he was the unlucky one that everybody
Well,
born with genetic. I mean,
It's like 5%.
He's the muggle.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one
Wow.
yet. I need
Wow.
to pick it up.
I mean, it's the truth.
It's a
She-
reference most
You
of us
could have
could
gone
get.
like, oh, it's Asta, but no, let's go with Harry Potter.
No, I think she's right. I like
It's
that
an
one.
entire generation of knowledge. Come
Oh
on.
yeah.
let's start speaking about
Going back to Spy Guy's family, you were talking about Nightfall, Fiona Frost.
Nightfall. It's kind of close. No, Nightfall.
Yeah,
Very close. To
oh, yeah, Snowfall.
yeah, for sure. Let's go to. Let's start with Donna with Oshi, and also Jonathan. Feel free to jump in because we have so many questions. We have all the technical questions we have in our previous episode with Donna. We have on our YouTube channel, but today we're going non-technical. We're going more weep questions for tonight.
Good to know. Good to know.
So I'm going to start here. Let's start with a very weep description of the Oshi consider Donna. How would you describe it as a weep, as an otaku?
Weep description. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know how much I can like weave this up, but it's basically about the dangers of the entertainment industry. I feel like, that's like basically it. And I'm finally caught up on at least the dubbed episodes. So that's very exciting. It's very good. Everyone is doing an amazing job. Yeah, it's how do we put people on a pedestal and then watch them fall?
Damn. That's heavy. We put in a
Was that
pedestal,
too
we watch
much?
them fall. I'm like, whoa. We went from funny to.
Yeah, it's not a feel-good show, that's for sure.
It's kind of funny you say that because we have an interview with Natalie Rial from a few episodes ago, and when I asked her, "Hey, how do you describe Oshinoko?" I thought you were going to say it's an anime about entertainment industry, about idol and stuff, and she like, "Nope, I'm going to go with my definition. It's about revenge. A guy who is obsessed with his idol that he's a second life. He wants revenge, and the guy is bad." And I'm here like, "Whoa, I didn't see that coming." She's right.
I can see that. It's interesting, watching it. I'm like, they keep giving little reminders, like this is what's happening, the revenge plot. Like this is what's kind of underneath all of it. And it's not. Part of me was like, well, I wonder why they're not like focusing on that part of Aqua as much as I expected. But I almost think that's better because it's like kind of insidious how subtle it is,
Round table. Aqua. It's a good husbando. It's an awful person. Let's go around. Let's start with Elliot. He's Rose.
He was not expecting
What do I
that.
think of Aqua? Actually, Aqua to me is actually pretty good. I would. The best way to describe Aqua for me is Sherlock Holmes with the Uwu effect, because because he's very thorough. Like the way he thinks about his next steps, the next way he's gonna use the connections he's making within the show. It's actually pretty good. But then you're thrown off with the aesthetic of how he looks, how he portrays, and then who can't forget the greatest dance scene with the oh my god, what do you call that? The glow sticks. That's where you're like, oh my god, this guy's pretty nice, but then you're like, oh no, this is all calculated risk. Okay, I like it. I'll give him an 8 out of 10.
So he's a husband for you. Okay. Eddie.
Man, I haven't caught up on any of them. The only one that I started watching from what you mentioned to me was the Tokyo Revenger one. So I am like the least one.
We're going to skip this one. Edwin.
Aqua. Actually, I am a little bit ahead because people keep posting stuff regarding the manga, and I have seen some spoiler. Therefore, I already got a bias of the part of the sitcom. Uh, he's a nice guy. He was a doctor. Therefore, he already fulfilled his professional aspect when in his previous life, and he's more focused on revenge. Still, he it's funny how he undervalued his own potential. Like he keep telling people, like, I am not that good. I know I need my own full environment just to hit on that line, as Donna was explaining. And the funny part is, like, the anime is right like that. The anime is not totally focused on that revenge part. He's like outside of probably the main plot most of the time, and you got a lot of secondary stories that are getting a lot of attention, but he's there with his eyes changing from one color to the other because it's black.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, it's that's what I. Well, he's a nice guy, but maybe just a big otaku.
So number from 1 to 10.
A 5. I don't
Okay.
care about him.
Jonathan, you're next.
Oh, picky.
I'm also unfortunately very much like Eddie, not caught up on a lot of anime. Sorry. So I'm gonna have to skip. My apologies. Sorry. Donna.
Gotcha. Kiara.
All right, so barring his little revenge plot, I feel like
How can
I
you
do
bar
feel like-
that?
because that's like the bad part of it. But like, I have to say, because I feel like I identify with this character a lot, and like the way he thinks and the way he strategizes and things like that. So that's I'm saying, barring the revenge plot, because I don't have any desire to go enact my revenge against anybody. But that's what I'm saying. Other than that, I'm like, the way he thinks, like very strategizing, like. What like, let's say I play games and things like that. That's literally exactly how I think. Obviously, I can associate with him a lot before his death because my profession. But I'm like, oh my god, what is this? So I do feel very kind of close to him, and the way he speaks and says these things, and I'm like, somewhat. My rating for him, though, he's underage. And I'm going with his current age, not his isekai reincarnated age, not his doctor age. So for me, I'm gonna go like maybe a 6 out of 10, just because okay, he's cute, but
Oh.
Donna, your turn.
What's the criteria for the rating?
whatever your heart decides will be.
It's all the way.
Well, okay. I obviously, like, this boy's been through a lot. He has trauma, right? And that
You went to med school. Of course, you have drama.
of course he has trauma.
I can attest to that.
So, like, some of the ways that he acts, I'm like, that's a red flag. He does have a lot of red flags, if you ask me.
Of course he is.
But, trauma. Like, trauma gives people red flags, I guess. But I think that, he's just doing the best with what he has. Still red flags, so I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10.
I never thought about that. I just realized, wait, so you go to med school, you lose years of your life, and now you reincarnate with any doctorate degree, jobless, again as a teenager in a new future where I would be so mad with life.
Well, I'm gonna say it's not that bad. I'm gonna say it would be not that bad because you already have the knowledge, so it'll be easier going there. Yes, you'd have to pay a lot if you still want a degree, but I'd still say it's easier. So that's what I'm saying. I can kind of relate with him because I would do the same with that level of knowledge. If I were to go back in time, I'd be like, I'm gonna do things better.
And he walked away without paying the student loans, so that's good for him. You gotta think about it.
But he's in Japan. You don't know if things run the same as there. So we're getting very morbid here, though. Yeah. Because, let me do a little parentheses. Since student loans start right now at like maybe October, end of September. Yeah, that's a little caveat, little stipulation that they do have. If you die, you don't have to pay student loans.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's sad.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
It's
Just
that
suggesting
easy.
nothing here. We're not
Well, I
suggesting
wish I
nothing
would have
here.
known before.
That's all it takes. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, golly gee.
We're not
Wow, we-
suggesting. We're not. You're just reading the small letters in the contract. You can put that
We
decision.
truly live in a dystopian society.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like people will literally try to defer this or try to pay as little as they can for as long as they can, and boom, you're dead. And okay, I don't have to pay anything. My family doesn't have to pay anything. Good to go. It's in the stipulations.
I Yara say it was dark, but I feel like she took it like down to hell this episode.
That's
Let me,
special,
let me tell how I'm bringing this back now. So let's go with goodbye. Don't
Please.
Please.
Please, yeah.
So, Jonathan, that's your movie. That's your movie where you're the main character. One of the movies. I think it is a Sentai film, right?
What?
It's from Sentai film too, right?
G-Kids.
G-Kids. So, tell us about it. Tell us about that movie when you have to describe it as a whip, not a technical person. How do you describe this movie?
This movie is a nice little slice of life, a nice little warm hug. It ends up being pretty heavy at the end, but if you don't make it that far, it's such a nice, fun little film. It's a film about friendship, the power of friendship between three boys, and an adventure. That's the Wii version. It's about friendship and adventure.
And it's one of those movies that it can really mark your life. That you're like, hey, I came here for happiness, and at the end you're like, oh my god. So let's talk about anime movie. What is that anime movie that really hit you, or your favorite one? They will say anime movie you're like, I want to watch this now. So
Like
what would be
Like ever, like favorite anime movie that I've
at the
ever seen?
moment the first one across your mind?
Definitely Howl's Moving Castle. That is probably like top. That's probably like my favorite animated movie of like all time. Obviously, Spirited Away is beautiful and amazing, but like all of those films you can't go wrong with. But just something to me about Howl's Moving Castle that's just it's I don't know. It moves me. It moves me in other ways, you know.
Quick question for Elio: why are you so serious, dude?
Wait, and we also have a very good question from David Nunez.
Okay, so we know Elio is serious because his internet sucks today. We can't even
Yeah.
hear him.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
lagging.
I keep
I thought I
turning
was
off the
lagging,
mic.
though.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
I'm so
but
sorry.
we do have very.
I always turn off the mic so I don't talk each other.
So that's why he's so serious today.
Yep. So David Nunez question: which power you guys will like to have if you have a daughter that's dying from a heart condition like mine? Oh, I'm so sorry,
Dude,
David Nunez.
read the question before it goes so dark.
I'm so sorry.
You went so dark.
I did not read it.
I mean, David, really sorry to hear that. How do we
Very
answer that
strange.
question? I mean, in that case, medicine, the power to read the condition of somebody, which you have an anime about that. Pharmaceutical.
What a tieback.
For real. This
10 out of 10 tieback.
reincarnate is a pharma, something like that. That the guy had the power whenever he.
Pharmacist in another world.
That one. The guy he was like a. It's kind of interesting story, by the way, in very scientific anime. You read he was a doctor, researcher, because he lost a patient that he loved a lot, and he lost it. He swore for his life that he was going to save other people under his research. However, he dedicated so much his life to this research that he never slept for days. He never slept. Was just drinking energy drinks all out. And one day he had his last energy drink. He go to the couch and he died because he didn't care his body. So he reincarnated in this world, but now he has the power where anybody have a illness or sickness, he can understand clearly what's going on, the signs before in front of him, and how he can create something to heal it. So yeah, I would say that power, honestly.
Honestly, again, for me, it's power to heal anything, period. Part of the reason why I personally went into medicine. I do want to see as many people as I can be the best version of themselves, and so that's why we're also like very big on research to try to get all these things squared away as much as we can. So that'd be it for me. So,
Aaron, you're mute.
yeah.
Me? Because if I had to pick one like that, I would probably have the power from Lost Devil Fruit from One Piece.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Sorry, actually, I was just selling. Well, there is a lot of anime regarding like healing, and there is even now one like critical whatever. Like he just reincarnates as another isekai. But moving forward on that direction, on that question, which is really tricky. Come on, there is. I would like to have the power for any disease regarding disease to combine my immune system to do what I need for him to do. Because, for example, when you think about cancer is basically your immune system that did not attack something that was there before. And you can see now that there is a lot of treatment that the person should be like actually dying. And when this person gets a good boost on the immune system, they just overcome the disease. And basically, with the stem cell and with the immune system, if you have a wide knowledge and control of those, probably at the end, in the next years, we could do a really great progress on those lines. Therefore, having the power to control those two will be really nice.
That was cool. Donna?
Agreed.
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
I don't know if I'm smart enough for this question.
Oh, come on.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it doesn't matter if you're smart enough. Like, any power.
Shoot whatever you have. I actually was saying that because I know people like on NIH, and that's why I was bringing that up.
I know that knowledge from research. Like,
Yeah,
we're talking about.
Sorry for that.
Some of us here do have scientific backgrounds. That's why.
yeah, I
At
went
least-
to art school.
At least, guys, I'm thank you for you guys did not say Reader or the Healer. So thank you. You didn't mention that anime. For those who know about Reader or the Healer,
you
don't
went
watch
ahead
it.
and mentioned
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Why are
It's
you
not for
doing that?
kids. It's not the one you want to know about it. Reader the Healer.
Come on,
Eh,
man.
what happened with that?
Anthony's watching. We can't be saying that.
Okay, so Anthony, don't watch that. Drinking as a pharmacy. That one you need to watch. Really,
Now,
guys,
Before we continue, it's actually I do have a question. It's funny because this is something that I actually want to know of everybody that we interview is both of you started or had the idea of straight going to voice acting, or did you start it somewhere else in your career and somehow did a 180 and end up here? Because we've had music producers, we have engineers, a lot of engineers. Just for some reason they were like, okay, we're gonna go to arts now and we're gonna do that. So I'm curious, did you guys start and finish in arts and decided to pursue it all the way to voice acting, or are you guys like an accountant by day, voice actor by night? Like, what's going on there?
You can go ahead, Donna.
Well, I am not an accountant. I have been doing theater since like 8th grade or something. And so that was like one of the first things. Theater and singing have been my loves for a long time. And so that's what I went to college for. I got a degree in musical theater. I just combined them. And voice acting was something that I was always interested in, for sure. I think I mentioned in our last video that like I would grow up doing like silly voices all the time and just like impressions and stuff like that to try and make my family laugh. And so it's something I always knew I wanted to do, and I didn't actually start until just over a year ago. So,
Which ties in perfectly with the question. How long have you been in voice acting? You just said about a year ago. What has been your favorite part of like the entire voice acting? Well, that's okay. 2 questions. What has been your favorite part of the entire voice acting career, and then which has been your favorite role up to date and why?
God, my favorite part of voice acting. It's like such a different way to express than like theater, for example. Theater is like big, and you have to be big to like reach the person in the back row, but voice acting is big in a different way, in a way that I've never done in theater. It's often more ridiculous and exaggerated, which is really fun. So I think just sort of letting loose is probably my favorite part. And my favorite role that I've done, I really like playing Ron from Urusei Yatsura. She just cracks me up. She's really fun.
Which is a very fun series, very relaxing one. What about you, Jonathan?
I actually have a very, very similar story. Basically started around 7th, 8th grade. Studied it through high school, up until college, through college. Except with, it was that and singing, so very much similar to you. However, the one difference is, whereas you combine those together, I fully separated them. Like I don't know, for some reason I wasn't a big fan of musical theater, so I went more into straight acting and then producing music, which are two very separate things, but they use the same kind of your brain. But yeah, so very similar story to how I got into it. After college, I basically just put myself out, got an agency, and then they started sending me auditions and I started landing. But I've been voice acting for, I guess at this point I started 2020, so I guess it's been 3 years. It doesn't feel like that. I guess it's, let's say 2 years for my own better health, but yeah. And I think my favorite part about it is, although like I love performing to an audience, like you get the energy back, like it's a very like cycle. I just love being in a booth, like just by yourself. It feels so much. I don't know if use the word safer, but in a way, it's like you're in your own world, and if you can be as ridiculous as you want. Worst comes to worst, they're just gonna tell you like, "Hey, bring it down a little bit." But for the most part, they never do that. They never do that, And so it's like, it's just nice to have your own little space and like just be able to be weird in a way, It's just nice. Yeah, it's just nice. I agree. Feels very safe. And I guess favorite role definitely has to be Maru from Heavenly Delusion. It's just been so much fun being able to record,
I've been hung up on something you said. You said that you started out singing. So, what did you start out singing as?
I think it was just any song that was on the radio. I definitely did go into musical theater. Like I started in musical theater, and I definitely got into show tunes, like everyone does when they're doing it. But for the most part, it was more like just like songs on the radio, and like Bruno Mars, things like that.
I saw Donna there vibing with you. She's like, oh yeah.
I mean,
show tunes.
Y'all, my first favorite movie was Grease. So
I got it. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I can just imagine. Let's put it this way. Just imagine an anime that'll come out as a musical, and they'll actually let the voice actors will actually let them sing in English for once.
That would be so. They were thinking about doing that for Oshinoko for a second, which I was like, please, but it didn't happen. Oh well.
Like, I can sing, I can belt it out.
Actually, it's really sad because that song is being like a big hit right now worldwide.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, it's a big risk. I mean, I don't know if a big risk. Let's talk about that. What's going on right now on internet? I think last week was Twitter is a very peaceful place of love and harmony, and people understand each other.
Kumbaya.
And I used to believe that years ago, and I remember hearing, "No, Twitter can get dark as hell." And I think I saw a quick sample last week of how dark it could go without any reason. And there was let's call it controversy, where people were like attacking the voice actor Oshinoko, and when I say attacking, it's not criticizing. Which many times I say in Spanish, muchas veces, many times we're like, okay, so we're just going to you can critic somebody, or let's say going to critic Eliud for his performance in singing yesterday, but it's not the same. I critic Eliud that I go to Twitter and I tag Eliud, say Eliud, you're. I can't say what they said, but and this happened. It happened last week. So let's talk first about Oshinoko. Oshinoko is a series that it took many important points that sometimes feel like we don't speak about it, like performance, the life of the entertainment, and the effect or how hard can be the cyberbullying. How many times when we speak about cyberbullying, I feel like many times people speak about cyberbullying without knowing what cyberbullying really means. Like, I never thought about that. That people like when they say cyberbullying, they don't know. I need to take the audio out. So sorry, when I speak about cyberbullying, they never consider what it really means. And last week we have a very aggressive against one of the main cast from the Oshinoko, Christine, right, Donna? When technically they just start harassing her, and it's funny fact that the arc when they were attacking her is about cyberbullying and how people being a fan can attempt against somebody live. So let's talk about that. Donna, do you see that coming happening or not?
I sort of hopped in like after the drama had happened and people were defending her, like fellow castmates were defending her. So I kind of missed the brunt of it, but I got the idea, and I don't know, it's really unfortunate, of course. I think it's, for whatever reason, maybe just like the relative anonymity, it's like so easy for people online to let all their thoughts be known, whether they need to be known or whether they need to be vocalized or not. It's like, it's okay to not enjoy somebody's performance. That is, everybody has opinions and everyone has a right to their opinions, but it's not okay to attack people on Twitter about it for no reason.
I'm so sorry. I'm a little ignorant to the situation. So they were attacking this person due to their performance?
Yeah.
Yes, you said it right.
Wow, that's crazy. About a show that is about performance and performers.
Yeah.
That's so meta. Whoa.
Yeah.
The universe is has such a funny sense of humor sometimes. Like, what are the odds that happens to the person that the show is? Yeah.
Jonathan, let me throw something extra to your reaction.
Yeah.
So of course, when we were talking about dub, High Dive has put a lot of effort in this series, and I think for the first time if it's not the first time, it's one of the first times that we're seeing that there's simulcast and 3 episodes behind we have the simul dub, which is great. Finally, I'm so happy seeing that. With the simul sub, when this arc about the Akane arc that she commits suicide, sadly
Ego
is
surfing episode.
Ego surfing. Sadly, is inspired in a real life story. So real that High Dive, shout out to High Dive, they put the disclaimer at the end, hey, you guys feel need help, hit the national emergency help number, don't get help, we're here for you. Beautiful what High Dive do, that extra step to put over there. But the real story in Japan, a story like this happened, I'm going to name the name of the person. She was an idol, she went through cyberbullying, just like Akane in the series. Only that in the series, she was saved by our main character. In real life, she was not safe. So it's a real event. The family of the victim, they didn't like it. So they're like, hey, thank you, but no thank you. Because we know what you're trying to do here, but for us, it's not easy to see this going on. So we really don't like that. Guess what happened? Fan base, they arrest the family of the victim. So they start pushing her on all social media, spanning her, insulting her, and sadly, they use very in the city like, "Hey, die yourself, kill yourself." And sadly, they saw that happening in real life. In Japan, with the family. So we're like, crap, this is awful. I hope people learn for what's going on here. We're saying this is freaking bad. It was bad real life. Don't do it. English episode happened. They decided to target one scene. So I'm not going to say English audience. I'm going to say later why. I'm not going to say that. The social media decided to attack the casting of the English, and they use one performer, the voice actor, which I had to add to from my standpoint because I'm lucky being bilingual. I follow English and Spanish social media, and I saw so much people, non-English speaker, attacking the cast, and I saw people who doesn't watch dub attacking the cast. So I'm like, why am I seeing here people who really doesn't watch dub, but just being aggressive as hell, and they have all the power to say horrible things? I'm not going to say because they're going to shut down my channel if I say it here. So yeah, Jonathan, that's the story. What happened few days ago, sadly.
Hey, Onyx. Actually, people a lot of times don't consider like the impact of their word, and that basically cyberbullying is a type of harassment, and that mental health can be affected at any point, and people do not know the story behind the other person that is reading those comments. And people need to take a little bit more serious, like their words, because you never know the impact that those words may have on the other person. And I think that's quite sad when you see those type of things.
So speaking of which, power of words, yes, because people will go off based on the old adage of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. I'm like, yeah, the person who said this was clearly not well informed in this, because that's what we do. That's what our brain does. That's what I tell everybody. Hey, try to focus on the positive, because let's say you have 100 people lined up. 99 of them will say a good thing or positive thing about you, and then only one will say something bad. You will focus on that one, and then your brain will take that one bad thing that they said and exponentially make it worse. And it's like, okay. So now just imagine a person with constant harassment day in, day out, and it's written. So it's like something that it's not the same thing as somebody told you, as if it's written, where it can literally boil under the surface and it just festers in there. So yeah.
Going off the whole sticks and stones, that was also something that was used back when like we barely had electricity. That is that's such an outdated thing. Like that ever since like then we've had so much more knowledge about like mental health and stuff, and it's like, why are we continuing to go off of a saying that no longer makes sense due to like the fact that I don't want to like the science has basically proved that that's not true. We know that mental health like can have physical effects on you, and so it's like people going based off that adage is kind of like a weird false like narrative in the way, because it's just so outdated.
And before, when that happened, that quote, if I want to send a letter to Kat, it would take weeks for her to get the letter. Now in seconds, she has my message, which is a constant bombardment of individual with information flowing all around. Which this episode is very interesting. I really like it. I'm very grateful with the author of the manga and the people who made the anime, because they were very clear, like, hey, there's way more that you need to consider when we're talking about this stuff. And I keep saying I'm a fan of dub, and I keep seeing that scene multiple times, and for me, keep seeing natural. I'm the other way. Every time I see the scene, like, I like it. I love what you did, of course. And I was deep fighting. I went to the fire a few hours ago because in another forum they were roasting. I said, hey, nobody of you guys here speaks English to start with, and this foreign in Spanish, and you guys are roasting the actors. Nobody here speaks English. I speak both language, and I saw the transition in English. I first saw the subs for 4 episodes, and then I watched in English. Of course, if if tomorrow I hear the voice of Kiara saying sweet things to me every morning, and next day I have Eliu voice saying, "Hey, honey, good morning. How are you, darling?" I'm going to jump. It's not normal because our voice changed. But eventually, I will get used to Eliu telling me, "Hi, sweet. How are you, darling?" So that's how audio.
Hello, papi, ¿todo bien?
Oh, give me a hard time. Look at me a hard time. So this happened here. We had to adapt to the new. It happened to any anime when we see dubs or all. But other than that, I didn't see nothing wrong with the scene. I like the performance. I love the fake out she did. Nothing wrong. So yeah, I never get, and that's something I also never saw. Good feedback on why she was bad performing. Never saw it. Never.
Like I had to see. I don't see the series, but Onyx shared the actual video comparing both of them, and I have no attachment to the series. I was like, this looks fine to me. I don't get what's going on. Like, why are people like going all hard on this? Like, it was okay. It was perfect. It's just once in one language and the other's in the other one. Like, why are you mad at this? I didn't feel like it was wrong.
I feel like there's also a difference between like, you know, like going to a bar and someone like being like, "Hey, you're dumb, you're stupid." Like, sure, like I don't care, you know, like whatever. You don't know me, you don't know you don't know my life, you know. But then it's like to go out of your way to make a comment on something that someone's doing that obviously means a lot to them. You know, us actors, it's not easy to be a voice actor. It's not easy to be an actor. So anyone who you're seeing in these shows are putting time and dedication, you know. So it's like, of course, someone like making a comment on something that you're like passionate about, that you're working towards, is gonna hurt a lot more than if someone was just like, "Jonathan, you're short." I'd be like, "Yeah, I know, thanks," you know, like. But like if they were like, "Jonathan, your acting sucks," I'd be like, you know, like it hurts. It really and that's the thing is that a lot of people who like are not in this position, we have with modern media, with so much media constantly coming into in our minds and stuff, everyone's a good critic. Everyone can see what makes something good or bad, but at the end of the day, not everyone can do that. And a lot of people don't have that connection, you know, like there are a lot of troubles with being an actor and being a voice actor. And like I was having this conversation with somebody literally yesterday that like being a voice actor is like in an anime is so hard because it's like acting with limitations. You have to worry about timing, you have to worry about pace, you have to worry about lip flaps. So it's like not only are you like worrying about your acting, you're worrying about your acting with more like strict things, which only makes it even harder, you know. And it's like that's something I didn't know until obviously I got in. I was like, oh, like I have a lot more respect for dub actors, you know, like I understand why things sound the way they sound sometimes.
Not to mention the fact that people just really like to hate on dubs in general, you know. Just in general, for no reason sometimes. I mean, maybe there is a reason, you know, maybe they truly don't think it's a good performance, which is whatever. But I think
this is like the pineapple pizza. I like pineapple pizza.
I love pineapple on pizza.
If you don't like it, I'm not forcing you, and I hear like, eat my pineapple pizza. Eat it. Nobody's doing that. Absolutely nobody. So I'm the one who's going to struggle with the diabetes, with the cholesterol, all the conditions. Why do you care if I like that kind of pizza? And the same happened with anime. Anime is in subs, it's in dubs. Many times you guys who love pirates on the internet, you're getting weird language, weird dubs. Watch it the way you watch it. If I want to watch it in dubs or dub with 3 different subs, it's not your business.
Damn, you got good languages for you. Good for you. How many languages you know? You said 3? Damn.
We see that. Get out. What was it? Was Susume?
No. I only knows 2. But I'm not sure if it was somewhere in Asia. I'm not sure where specifically, but somebody literally took a video, a very short clip, while they were in the movies. And it was I don't remember which movie it was. It came out recently. Oh, Susume. So the thing is, what they show there is Susume is in, I believe it was in English or Japanese. I don't know. I remember. And let's say it was Japanese. And then you have one dub. You literally have three subs. Sorry, 3 subs. One in English, one in their language, and another one, let's say Hindi or something. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, you can't even watch the entire movie because half the movie is obscured by letters from 3
Overstimulated
different languages.
immediately. I'd be like, I can't. I gotta go.
I saw. I was
know
like,
only one
it's
of
too
these
stressful.
languages.
But people still consume this. That's the thing, because they have so many
Wow.
people that speak so many different languages, and there's one particular place that people actually go to the movies, and they don't care if there's 3 different subs and it obscures half the entire frame.
And that's fair.
Wow.
So what do you have to do? You don't like it? Swipe up. Move next. That's it. Live a life.
Move
Let
along.
other people live.
Right. It's like, it's okay if you have a bias because you saw something first in one language, but it's not the other people's fault that that's your style of life. That's what you're doing. Just get alive and do whatever you want, you know.
And for the next topic, we're going to be a little bit soft in the topic just because guys, you haven't seen any news or Twitter, there's a strike and we don't want to break any rule. I don't want to get anybody here in trouble, so just going to mention a little bit over it. I'm going to side talk, and that's so if you want to hear more, just let in the comment, hey, want to hear more of the series, like perfect, tune in when the strike get over and we're going to be back to it. So, but okay, I will tell you more. Heavily Delusion. Let's talk about anime not for kids, because many times we feel like because it's animated, it's on Netflix or it's reference a streaming service, it's for kids. And
It's on Hulu right now, not Netflix.
no, well, even
But we gotta say this. We gotta say this because Netflix is bringing some anime that you're like, we shouldn't be. The kids shouldn't have access to this.
I mean, they have Kakegurui. What else can they bring? I mean, that's not for kids at all. Guys, parents, not for kids. So, Heavenly Delusion, one of the anime that really, I feel like I love it. I was not expecting many scenes that they went from dark to darker, and I'm like, perfect. It's not going to get dark anymore. Suddenly we're like, heads up, F Robin. I hate Robin, by the way. Well, yeah. So let's talk about that, Jonathan. Do you see? I mean, if you can.
Before we go deep onto the anime, because that's one that I'm actually interested in. Like, I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen a lot of like little clips
You
on Instagram.
should.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree with you.
What push would you give someone? Like, what would you tell them to actually?
Honestly,
Sign
I'm
up
gonna assume he was. Yeah, I'm gonna assume
Without
he
like
was gonna
spoiling
say-
like that.
so okay, so to give you the quick pitch, right? It is a post-apocalyptic world. It's super fun. It's a really balanced anime. I think that's one of the biggest things about this anime that I really like is it's really balanced. A lot of animes very much fit into one category. You know, like slice of life animes can sometimes be super slice of lifey, or like like the fighting ones can be super like it's all about the that stuff, right? But
Like Dragon Ball.
this one, yeah, exactly. But this one genuinely does a lot of things very well, which is to my opinion, very impressive. It's a pretty like slice of lifey anime in the way that you're watching these like 2 main kids like basically grow up and how they're growing up in this world that is different than ours, and then on top of that, like they have like they also can like fight monsters too. So every once in a while like being invested into these like characters, they do the most badass shit you've ever seen. You're like, dang, like that's crazy, and then it also has like some like really like heavier topics that eventually get touched on as the season go on. But my favorite part about it is the humor.
Heavy.
Yeah, I do think that the humor is really what saves a show and balances a show, because it's not like One Punch where they're trying to make like a joke every single time they can, which is like very like cool, but it's more like tastefully done,
On those lines, actually, that anime, considering the other anime that were running at the same time on that season, it was like you just conclude. You got one of the most impressive scenes of action in general, and that's quite interesting because it's like visually speaking, the anime is really nice. It's beautiful most of the time. The scenery, the fight, even the storytelling, it takes you from one point to the other, and you know that they are moving you around, but you still try to figure out over the story. It's really nice in general, as you mentioned. It's really well balanced.
Yeah.
And
Watch it. Give it a try.
I feel identified in some
See, I like-
some scene. Go ahead, Eddie.
See, the reason why I like
Hello.
Heavenly Delusions, it's because okay, we get it. The whole premise is, it's a post-apocalyptic world, but they don't take away the fact that these are children running the show, and you can tell this by the little wins they celebrate. Oh my God, we found a 10-year-old tuna here. We're just gonna eat the shit out of this tuna because we don't know when it's the next time we're gonna eat tuna. Or
Until
how
the
they're
Nagabachi
always
listen.
battle ready, but at the same time they make a raft and they're like, oh wait, did we even check if this raft is okay to float across this pond, because we don't know. And that's what I like about Heavenly Delusions. Though again, I believe this the last episode I saw was kind of morbid. That final episode when it's faced to see what she perceives and what it actually is, that to me threw me off. That's
Freaking
when
Robin?
I say anime is not, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, freaking Robin.
For me, kids.
Freaking Robin. That's what I have to say. Again.
He's paused.
Okay, there you go. So
Oh,
I also identify with that series. I'm sorry, ladies. Sorry, I'm going to make this comment over there. But the part when they're like in the top, there's a wild berry in the bottom. They're like, oh my God, we need to get the battery. And the garage is like, hey, if you get the battery, I will let you take a try. And the
how
guy
to feel.
and the guy didn't take 1 second. The moment she blinked, the guy was jumping to the bear, and we're like, yep, that's my guy. So I love this. He didn't think it. He didn't even think there was a freaking wild bear over there. He was. So yeah,
Yeah, I can personally attest to that one.
Yeah, no, me too though, Onyx. When I was in the studio like recording it and I saw for the first time what happened, I was probably laughing for a solid like 3 minutes. Like they had to wait for me to stop laughing before we could record. I was like, yes, I knew I was cast for this character for some reason.
The thing is, I'm here. We're watching together. So I'm like, yeah, that's my guy. Kara's just like, really? And I'm like, girl, you don't understand. We value every second of Mama's life. So yeah.
Yeah, no. I can understand that. So I was like, really?
Small wins, like what you were talking about, like...
Small wins.
So talking about anime and apocalyptic scenario, Jonathan and Donna, favorite anime about apocalypse or zombie, you name it, whatever. Go. Don't say the sea virus, please. But yeah.
I don't think I've seen enough anime to have an opinion on that, honestly. But one thing, I mean, this is kind of unrelated, but something that was coming up while you were talking about that one was Chainsaw Man, because I feel like that is also a fairly balanced kind of anime about a messed up situation, I guess. Maybe not apocalyptic, but definitely off the walls. Obviously it's like real violent and gory and wild. Yeah. But I really like what they're doing with like the relationships between people in that show. So that's my input.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna have to say mine. It's also quite possibly might be the only apocalyptic anime, but by default, it is the best one that I've seen. So
okay, let's put it this way. I'm gonna be like super specific on this one now, because this week Some 100 started or premiered, I should say, on Netflix and Crunchyroll, on Hulu or Amazon. I don't even remember. It's on so many different platforms. I found that to be really innovative and weird too. But with that said, Some 100, again, it's on Netflix. The easiest way you can access it. It's literally about this guy who works a dead-end office job, and zombie apocalypse starts, and he's just ecstatic about it because he doesn't have to go to work anymore. So with that said, let's make this really specific. You guys, you two, Jonathan and Donna, you are literally right now in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. What would your weapon of choice be?
Friendship. If Don Gleese has taught me anything, is that anything is possible with the power of friendship. Okay.
Oh man.
Turned into zombies for you. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you know. I don't have to fight if I can get other people to fight for me. You know.
Fair enough.
Is that friendship or manipulation?
That's where I was going.
I can, like, you know, I'll make it work.
Fear.
Like, I can cook or something. You know, like we'll have a trade-off.
Oh my god. An antidote.
Okay.
Does that count? Does that work?
Yeah. No, that's fair. Now, how would you distribute that antidote, though?
Gas everywhere.
Yeah,
In
okay.
the air. You know, like in the Amazing Spider-Man at the end when they heal everyone from becoming lizard people.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I swear I hear cows. I'm like, wait, what a cow? Like with cows? Like milk in the cow? Like what? How did we get here?
With cows.
With what? Chemtrails.
Thank you. Thank you, user.
Yep. Honestly, just like cows, and I could picture what we're gonna do: line up all the cows and make a barrier of cows for the zombies. Okay.
Well, there are people who believe that chocolate milk come from brown cows, so why not?
Oh, true.
What do you mean?
Your sister one of those.
You're telling me that's not true?
No.
Hold on.
This is
Let me
the
do
first
some
time
quick
hearing.
research real quick. Hold on.
Somebody get on Google.
You are breaking my mind right now.
What? And black and white cows produce cookies and cream.
Yes, of course.
Scientifically
Where else
proven.
would
Got
come
it.
from?
Strawberry milk comes from pink cows.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Really?
My God.
We went from
Solid
scientific
statement.
to
We've lost the plot.
Any projects that you guys seen that have not been dubbed yet that you are eager or are willing to give it a shot? Any particular characters that you would like to play?
Anything. I mean, nothing in particular. Nothing in particular that like I've seen that I'm like, yo, like I really want to hop on that. There's been a couple auditions that like I have recently done where I was like, I would love to be a part of that, but for the most part, nothing like that's like stands out to me. Just because I'm realistically, like, unfortunately, I'm a very bad watcher. Like in my free time, I don't watch a lot of animes. I end up like probably like either like hanging out with friends or I play a lot of video games as well. So if anything, like I would love to be on one of the video games that I play. But other than that, like I get what I get, and I'm like I would love to be a part of that. Or I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, if they hire me, for sure.
You would do voiceovers for games?
Oh, easily. I don't know if I got the voice for it, but if they ever decided me to do it, I would be there. I'd be there 10 minutes early. I'd be like, let's go. Like,
Hey, there's all kinds of games.
yeah, it's true.
You got a voice for one of them.
Yeah, you're right. 100%.
What about, okay, here's another question. What about like any character of any anime dubbed or not? Like past, present, what would you want to play?
Give me a second.
I have my answer, which
Yeah.
is Sailor Jupiter, obviously.
oh,
But why? You can't just say Sailor Jupiter and leave it at that. Like, we gotta know the justification.
Well, I mean,
for this.
I grew up loving Sailor Moon for one thing, but I don't know. She was just one of my favorites, and she seems like she would be fun. Either her or Mars, because she's all like angry and
I was about to say that my kid crush was Sailor Mars, so I used to love watching Toonami at 4 o'clock on Cartoon Network before to watch her Sailor Mars. And like, there she go.
That's
And
right.
I'm like, I was watching it without my grandma and my cousin judge me. But they're like, why are you watching that kid for girls of Sailor dress? And
Because look at them.
so yeah, but good job.
You know what? I wanna try something. So, okay. Remember that we said in the beginning of the show that you still have never really dubbed horror. If you were right now to step into a booth and try a horror character, what would your audition sound like?
Oh god.
I know it's hard. It's like you can choose a character, either the one who's getting murdered, the one who is murdering, the ghost, the whatever. The one who screams, doesn't matter.
I think to answer both your question and Donna's question, I would absolutely love to do a character like Hisoka from
Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter, correct. I would love to be just a creepy mother, like I would just, ooh, especially because I'm not like that. So just to have the ability to be able to to make people's back tingle because they're like, I don't feel safe. Like that's what I want to be able to do. 100%.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get people to turn around in their living room,
So
I see
yourself
Jonathan
now.
with that Joker car all the time now. Just
absolutely. I would love the Joker, Hisoka, one of those characters would be so sick.
So try it now. Your audition right now. You're in a horror movie, but you're the creepy character setting the tone for the scene. How do you sound like?
Oh, no.
Can I get some text? Can I get what give me 2 words or 2 sentences that he would say,
Welcome in. That's what the line is.
That's just one. Can I get 2? Can I get another line?
I want to eat your eyes. I don't know. I don't know.
No subtlety here.
I can't get any creepier than that.
That's fair. Hello, welcome in. I would love to partake in your eyeballs.
So nice.
I would love to partake. I love it. Oh my gosh.
You want to hear something more concerning? I'm sleeping next to her tonight, so I'm like, wait. I get to sleeping. She wants to eat her eyeballs.
We are dreaming about tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Partaking in the eyeball.
Correct.
Important.
Donna, same for you.
That sounded.
I think
How would you go about it?
I would really like
Would you
to
be the victim? Would you be who? Yeah, who would you like to be?
the creepy little kid.
Yes,
yes, like Shining vibes, creepy twins.
Okay.
I
All right, guys, think of a line. Think of a
Some
line.
dialogue.
You want to play? I want to play. You gotta go straight with the usual, or come play with me,
wanna
something
play
along the
Mhm.
lines. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Imagine the spooky music in your head.
Hi, do you want to play with me?
Yeah. I will go watch
Wow.
something else after that. I would be
Yeah,
kicked
I'm
out.
Or
outta
should it
here.
be more flat? Is it
No
more of a
offense.
flat delivery?
No, actually, it was really nice. I just
Try it
recalled
again.
that
Try it
idea.
again. Try it again, but then say, "My parents are not home right now."
I feel like that could go into some different territory that we're not trying to
That's the point.
Maybe the parents aren't home because she buried them in the backyard.
Exactly. That's where I was going.
My parents are under the ground in the backyard. Oh.
All right, take 2.
All right.
Do you want to come play with me? My parents are in the backyard.
Yeah, that's
Can I get the
definitely
part?
creepy.
That's a video game line. I swear, am I
I
watching
have
it?
to
Am I playing? I feel I was playing Resident Evil or something like that.
No. Actually, I just recalled
Sounds like a
Black
DLC.
Lagoon.
Oh man.
I'm so
It's
surprised
time
how
to
you guys
watch the
can just
Disney
go
movie
like
now.
that.
It's impressive.
Well, acting challenges.
Yeah, it's gonna stay on your feet.
Yeah.
You'll be able to do it at any point.
Favorite waifu or husbando? The first one across your mind.
From Spy Family.
Yes.
Differently.
Is that cliche?
No, totally fair.
All right.
No. Waifu 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Mika-san.
Because
Oh yes.
You know, she feels
Alright.
like a ride or die, and I respect that. I was gonna say Faye Valentine.
Honor.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Double
Faye
deal.
Valentine, but also I don't feel like I would enjoy her as a real person. You know?
That's fair.
Yeah, 100%. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into choosing your waifu of choice. You
Mhm.
know?
Faye's real slippery.
Yeah. You can never pin her down.
Yeah.
What would your criteria be for choosing her as a waifu?
Fire. If we're going off like just base attraction, I'd probably choose her. But like if we're going off
Just
like
raw passion.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You know.
You know what's like a really good one? She's evil though.
They all are the best ones ever.
No, but
The ones that matter.
Upper Moon 6, what's it called? The Demon Slayer number 6.
Oh yes,
Oh,
Naki,
I forgot her
Nagi.
name.
best waifu of the season.
You see how Onyx reacted there? He woke up. It was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. You should have seen him. You should have seen him when we were watching Demon Slayer. He was like, she's the best girl ever.
this is the one in season 2 or season 1?
Season 2 on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
on the red
I
arc.
went to like the bright
Season-
colors and everything.
Yeah, the black hair and then with
One who
white.
was like the geisha, or whatever it is. Or she has a higher position, but the one that was like super fancy, and then she had her brother.
Yeah,
yes.
Green
the
girl.
Marine. I from the beginning when I saw the opening at Tolkiera, I was like the meme from Leonardo DiCaprio, the Stray Wolf, like there. Like when I saw the opening, like I saw her, it's there. They're like, no way, like, yeah. And she's like, you're wrong, you're not, you're like crazy girls, like.
He looked me straight in the eye, so I know.
Why are you doing that, Otis? Why are you doing that out here?
He just calls himself out. Like open book right here. Like no shame.
Well, for real, I mean, like my favorite characters from anime, they're all like not very stable. They're the best, but yeah, I love that Becky. It killed my heart the season finale how she went to the other side of the other life.
Let's speak about genders of anime or genders in general. What is your favorite gender, like Jonathan or Donna? Like
Genre?
anime?
Yeah, genre.
I mean, I do like, you know, like we were talking about earlier, I like a slice of life because it's just kind of cozy and easy to watch.
Like which
But I also really like Chainsaw Man, and that's really the
Like
opposite.
Chainsaw Man, I can tell that. Well, actually, the opening is pretty nice. I really like that opening, you know.
It's yeah. When I
It's
first heard the song, I was like, I don't know. But then the more I heard it, I was like, actually, this slaps. This is really good.
and the sequence of images and like all is emblematic because those scenes are part of other movies, and you
Yeah.
you have like 20-something movies
Mhm.
recorded on that opening.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's really cool. I read an article about that and like saw screen caps from like all of the different movies that it's from, and like certain things are in there that like I didn't even like notice until I read the article. It's really, really in depth.
And the funny part is that the mangaka actually those are their favorite movies. That's why they are there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like,
what I cannot get over is that for the ending sequence, the credit sequence, one different song, one different animation for each of the. I really hope they pay very well to those mappa artists because they. I mean, I love it. I love to. I'm a person who opening and ending, watch it to the end, to second zero. But I was like, damn, this. I mean, they were doing great in the sequence and ending sequence, but never seen something like that before.
I think that was too much, bro. Now you see the difference on the animes that they're working now, because it's like they spend so much blood doing those endings that now they're like, for example, what are the animes they have now? I remember I saw Jujutsu Kaisen. For Jujutsu, you see that some of the scenes, when you compare with the fourth season, are they may be a little bit lower in quality, and that's a discussion that there. I feel like they ask too much to their artists on those previous animes, and now it's like it was a lot of blood that they are like slowing down, and they deserve that, because sometimes just keep asking people to work and work as they do on Japan on those lines. It may be too harsh for them.
Well, something the importance of this opening and sequence ending, Oshinoko. How many weeks have been rated in the first top one in the global ranking of
worldwide, man?
I feel like Yao Sabi was the name of the artist of that song.
I think yes. Let me check on
that. Have you guys done any conventions so far, like appearances?
I haven't.
No, not yet, but I have scheduled one for September because back where I was born, they are opening their, like, it's gonna basically be like, it's either their first or second Comic-Con, and it's a pretty small town, or like small, like, county basically, but I guess they are getting people who were from there who've also started to do stuff, which is really cool. So it's gonna be very interesting to be able to go back to like where I was born and be like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. But other than that, nothing so far. Just podcasts and be able to talk to people like you, which has been super cool.
That's cool. Going back home with that.
Wait, is it still in Texas or some other state?
Oh, Jonathan's in California,
I'm
right?
in California, yes, yeah. So, but it's basically
Never mind,
basically
sorry.
right on the border of like California and like Arizona.
Did you see the sunset on his wall right now?
Yeah, so a lot of light out.
True.
It's kind of funny here that the food places are about to close, and so, Jonathan's like, "Oh yeah, it should be starting to eat." I'm like, "Oh, we need to rush."
Yeah, like, damn, I should probably start eating dinner soon. You guys like, I should start soon.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. It's really fun. For those who haven't followed you guys yet, where can they follow you, Jonathan? Oh,
I'm Billy _Donna on most social media. So if you search that, you'll probably find me.
You say it like you're not sure.
I'm not.
Like,
you know what? You caught me.
I'm also not sure. I also definitely the last time I was here said the wrong Instagram handle. So yeah, you can find me at Jonathan Pile on Instagram and I guess Threads now.
I think so.
I don't know if I'm gonna be on Threads much, but I'm on it. So we'll see.
I'm not on Threads, so don't look for me there.
Good.
It's me. So let's go on Instagram. So thank you so much, guys. Everybody who joined us in the live, and stay tuned for the next episode. Sayonara.
bye.
Thanks, guys.